So we're going to name our project as Auspicious. We're going to deal more about variables, though. And so, yeah, as you can see that our form is already here. We just opened a new form, and so we can um, come here to tools and perhaps tools here. Okay, because our toolbox is here, we can just come here and select a button. Oh yeah. So let's get a button and perhaps just click a button here into our form, and we can drag and drop it here to enlarge it and do all those that you want to do on it. And again, you can just do the same. Come here, change the name, whatever. You can change the name of the button. You can change the back color. Let's change our back color to black. Actually, let's change it to something beautiful. Let's change it to red today. And for our yeah, so we're going to change the name also. The text. How should we call this? Let's call it still a click. It makes sense. We can just click there, and then we can also name it. You can change the name again. BTN meaning button. You can see buttons again. It's a second button that we created, so I can just name it as BTN second, meaning the second button we created since we started our tutorial coding. And so We can also change the text property of the button. So we can change the text property. What? That's we can change the font and Time Roman. Let's use the Times New Roman. I love this. And we can make it bold. We can make it larger. Something visible. Let's see. Oh, amazing. And we can now go on and write the code that the user will run. We can now go write the code on this button, the one that when the user clicks on it, it can display what we coded, what we entered in the code, and tell the command in the compiler to run. So yeah, let's do that. And we have not to actually distort these things. The way it has been, it is. We shouldn't change anything. At the end of the day, we have no that ability to change. For whenever we change anything like deleting this end class or deleting this or deleting all this, it's going to give us errors at the end of the day, and so we have to be cautious on that and leave it the way it is. On our last topic, on actually our last part, we the part one we were talking on how to display a message on the to display a message at the end of the day when we click the button, and we use the command message box, which is msg box. It was something of the sort. We type message box and we use this command here. That means we just and we type commands. We type what we want to be our message inside here, and we said, hey, welcome. This is something like a preview. We are previewing what we did last time, which is yeah. And when we ran this code, it takes us to the button. And so here in the button, you can just click on it, and it displays our message, which we just wrote now, which is hey, welcome. This is just something that I wrote it, and to just reflect back on what we did on our last topic, and we are good to go. Let me hope we are here together. So yeah, and yeah, our messages, there is many ways in which our message can be displayed. And so there is it can be displayed as in a sequence, just in a sequence. I mean, one after the other, and that we're going to do practice on it one by one. And so we're going to start with how how to do it such that it runs one by one. So we're going to start with that. Let's do an example of it. We're going to do a practice of it. Okay, let's run the program and see what sequence means. So yeah, we press the button, it displays that. We press it again, it displays the second message. We press it again, it displays the third message. We press it again, it displays the fourth, the last message. And that's it. How Yeah, that's how it actually works. And what if we want to display these things in a reverse order? We want to we want to just oh my god. Let's say we want to display it in and yeah, this is how you can do it. And there is another command that you can use to display messages on the you can use to display messages instead of writing message box. You can also use this other command here. It works the same at the end of the day. So you can use this command here, message box. You can use the command message box dot show message box dot show. I mean, you can write it in. Okay, let's see. You can use. Yeah, you can use this command here, message box dot show, and it is going to just give us the same thing as it did on that first moment. Yeah, so this message box dot show it's going to work just the same way as message box did. And so let's see what really we're meaning it. We are what we really mean by this. Yeah, so let's see. Let's see. This was the first message, of course, and so you see, we it just wrote the message "Stay tuned," and this is what is being displayed, just the same way as we did using the keyword message MSG box. That's the same thing. You can also use the message box dot show to display messages on your okay on your run on your code. And this is just okay. This one here is the this command was being used. Actually, it is the old way of doing these things, but for this one is much modern. It is modern. It is as it is something that came into existence in these reasons in these modern ages. Unlike this one is old. This one here, message box is an object-oriented approach. The message box command, the message box dot show is an object-oriented way of doing it. So this is what we use when doing the object-oriented programming at the end of the day. But for this one, for this moment now, we can just use either of them. It works the same. So now, after refreshing our minds on what we did last moment, we're going to move forward to doing the variables at the end of the day because this is what brought us here. We're going to learn more about variables. So because we want to write a new procedure, then we're going to switch the form first of all, and of course bring up use another button because we don't just need to this as this was another business. Yeah, take it to whatever place you really want it to be, and just make it the way you want. Yeah, make it playful. Do something that you want with these things, of course. And as you move, you can notice that there is something unusual that's happening. There is this line here. You see? Yeah, notice everything, guys. I think this one just helps you in making some alignments with it. And you can do the same. We can change the name again. We can change the name. We can change the font color. No, let's not change the color. I think the black one is good. Let's change the perhaps the back color. Let's change the back color. White is not that amazing. Uh, which color do you love the most? Okay, let's go with the pink again. I love this. And what if we can also change the font. I mean, I like it. Let's do change the font to Times Romance. Oh my, yeah. Let's use the Times New Roman and make it bold, and make it 20 something, 20, 24, 20, 24. Okay, let's use this and okay, and because these one are okay, we can just change. We can just expand the size of our click button, or we can let's change these to something. Let's change the text to something that's relatable. So, okay, let's change it to variables because we're going to learn about variables. And we're going to write the code of this. And so make sure this that if you want to write the code, not we are going to use this button. And so we're going to click on this button, not at the environment, not at the form, not at this button, but only at the button that we want the commands to be displayed when we write the code, when we run the code at the end of the day. And so, yeah, we're going to double click on that. And it's going to take us automatically into the coding side, the coding place. And we can just make spaces for ourselves. We can make some adjustments as you love it. It's something. And what's a variable, by the way? A variable is a location that it's a location in the computer memory at the end of the day. So when we write a variable, it's going to hold something in it. It's just like a glass of water, and so it's going to hold the water in it. And so whatever we call a variable is like the glass on it or the mug. So we're going to write the to command the compiler to actually just leave a space for something that we're going to write in. So yeah, the dim word and the name that we want to store. Let's say because it is a name, so our name, our it is going to be a string, and so we can just do this. And then we're going to follow up with as is a string. As in this one here is the data type, that is the data type of the first name, of course, because it is a string. A name is a string. And I know you're wondering what this dim means. So dim means it is just a shortened word that it all means dimension. Yeah. So it's actually just for setting aside the amount or the amount of memory that is going to hold this in the compiler. This dim here, its dimension. And so whatever amount of memory it's going to set aside is going to depend on the data type, of which our data type here is a string. And 1 byte of a memory actually of our memory is used for each word. And this one here is just the name that you gave your variable. As in, you want your variable name to be this one. This one is your variable name. You can just change it. You can anything that you really want is what you can put here. And don't worry much about why I put it the str at the first. This one is just to remind me that the variable is going to be a string. But for you, if you can remember, you can also undo this str, you can also use st, you can use s or whatever, because here it just depends on you, whatever you want. But yeah, this one is just a name that you give your variable. And you can, when you look at it clearly, you can see a green line here. This means that we haven't done anything with this one, with this variable. We are yet to do anything with it. And so let's now assign the variable. We were declaring it. This is just the first, the dim and your variable name as string. This was declaring it. And so now let's go. Let's assign a variable. And notice that when I just type str, it brings for me the full name of it, of my variable. And yeah, that's the good thing about Visual Basic environments, Visual Basic. And so we can assign anything that you want, assign your variable at the end of the day. Yeah, and you can just put your name here. So my name is, I'll just place my name at the end of the day, because you can put your name at the end of the day, or whatever you want to do. This is just assigning a variable. And you can see that the green line that was here has disappeared, because we have used the variable at the end of the day. We have done something with the variable name. So this all means that we have just used the memory. Our memory is str first name, and so it is holding the name Yator. Yator. So one, two, let's try to count your characters. For me, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For me, it has 5 characters on it, meaning it's taking 5 bytes of memory. And now I want to output this. So we can now, because it is a message, so we are going to use the message box. We want it to display the message, and we're going to use the our variable name, which is str. And you notice that, and what you have to also keep in mind that we are not going to use this because it is a variable, so we are not going to use it. We're going not to use the double quotation marks because we it is a variable and it's not a message, of course. So we're going to do away with that, and yeah, we're going to run it and see. Yeah, so let's see what is going to be displayed. Yeah, sure. You see that it's going to whatever is going to be displayed is what is held in the variable. So yeah, my name is being displayed. And we can just come and make the message. Let's change the message to become something sensible. Let's say you want to join the variable with some text. Let's say we want to just put something meaningful, and mark this because this one is a message and so it is not a variable, so we're going to close it in a quotation in the quotation marks. Okay, mark this, guys. And you can also add, it's just like this one is called string concatenation. And you can also add something, another message, and you have to remember that. And of course, the message. So, and you can see another concatenation operator here again. Let's run to see our code. So yeah, let's do this to see whatever is going to be played. Hey, this is Echon. Welcome to this session. Ah, good. This is amazing, isn't it? This is so good. It is cool at the end of the day. And you notice that we had no spaces and it was messy, so we can add spaces by just putting a space in between. Yeah, inside the quotation marks. We also have to put a space there. And let's also declare another variable to hold, perhaps the second name. Or yeah, let's declare another variable so that you get the word name. And you can just copy it. Yeah, you can copy it, I mean. You can just copy. If you're doing it fast, if you really want to be fast, you can do that. And for now, we're going to change this to our second name, of course. And you can add your messages, whatever you want to add. You can call me whatever. I am glad you're here. You can call me and okay, mark you this that we just we didn't assign the name, but we declared the variable, but we didn't assign the variable. Let's assign our variable. Let's not forget. So, and you see that it just gives us the name there. We can use it. It's actually making our work easier. Mm, let's assign our second name. I'm going to assign my second name, Mercy. So, yeah, my second name, you can just assign your own name or whatever you want to assign. It's good for you. Just understand this and put it for our message, make it much sensible. And let's run. Okay, let's see our messages. Hey, this is Ishar. Welcome to this session. Another message. You can call me Mercy. I'm glad you're here. This is amazing. And you can also, instead of doing all this, I know this, it looks a lot like you can just do, mm, you can also get rid of this one, as long as you've assigned it so it is going to be, we can just get rid of this message here, this line here. This is why I love Visual Basic. And you can just get rid of it and place our message here if you really don't want a lot of work. And so we have to make a space here for the work to look presentable. And we can copy this and paste it here. And we can get rid of this. And let's continue with our message. Let's place it here and ensure that you whatever you are writing is making sense, because if I put here my first name, I can just add the second name here. So I can just say, and ensure that you are also placing the concatenation um, sign here again, because we have, yeah. And so I think it's going to read, hey, this is my first name, my second name. Let's see whatever is going to. Yeah, let's see our message. Hey, this is Yator Mercy. Welcome to this session, and this is amazing, guys. Wow, great. Love this house. I hope you're getting it. Yeah, so whenever you're using writing a sentence or just yeah a sentence or just a message, ensure that you're opening and closing the speech marks and also the brackets. Ensure that you're closing them. Don't forget that. And because you have to, I think you noticed that the message was messy because there was no space. And so if we want a space, we're going to place it to concatenate a space between this first name and the last name. Maybe you're wondering why I just placed the dim statement at the first one and the second and declared it. But for real, it's not a must for you to do this. You can also declare the dim statements for this and for this, and then follow with assigning it. You can declare, then assign all of them at once. And this just depends on you. What you just have not to do is to declare to assign a variable before declaring. For how does you how can you just do that? Because this is assigning, of course, and this is declaring. Because so you don't have to assign a value before declaring it, because the memory is not yet in place for it, because declaring was giving the thing, or actually the statement or whatever, the data type. It was giving it a space in the memory. And so if you assign it without declaring it, then there is no memory for it. So let's just try to align it and make our code uh, much. You can try to distort the arrangement, but yeah, let's do it so that you can know that whatever we are talking about is real. I like it when we do things and see it and just see it so that you can know it is real. So you can do away with this. This is much usable when you have a lot of code, so that it can you cannot confuse yourself, or so that the code looks much presentable at the end of the day. So as we say that variable is just a memory that is set aside for for a data type or for a data. So when we finish using the code or we are done with it, it can just release the memory for another job. And for as you can see, the name is variable, as in it can vary. You can change the things as the variable as we run the code. You can change the contents. I mean, you can vary the contents of the variable. And how can you do this? How can you vary the contents? We can just copy this and place it down here. We can paste it here and see what you mean by varying the contents. Did you see that? I really copied the one. I don't know. I think I copied one of it, but let's still copy the first name. I guess I copied it all, but it's okay. You can just still copy it again and place it here. And of course, just align our. Let's align it. And as you can see that we're still inside this procedure here. This one is a procedure, and when we get out of this procedure, that's when we get out of this end sub. But because we are inside the procedure, we can still use we can vary the variables. So you can still reuse the variables. And let's still copy this so that we can run another code. Oh, sorry. So we can copy these and then we can change the variables. Let's say we use another name. Let's say we use another name here. And let's see whatever is going to run. Hey, this is Etermas. Welcome to this session. For the next message, hey, this is Eter. Welcome to this session. Okay, there is something messy. There is something wrong. So we placed the first name. So we didn't say this. This is the first name. Here is the first name. We did it wrong. Sorry. We can fix it. So yeah. Yes. It's just this means that you can borrow the variables. You can assign them. You can vary it, of course. So this means that the contents of the variable can change while the program is running. And so yeah, let's go talk more about variables then. We were just yeah, let's go now talk much more about variables. And so we can go to our form and let's let's import another button, another new button, and let's just place it somewhere here. And let's resize our button. Let's resize our button. Yeah, we can name it. We can change the color. We can. These are properties of button too. So we can change the properties. We can change the text bar properties. It's a we call this variable data types. No. Okay. It's a long name though, but you can just you can change the color. Let's first let's change the back color to now a blue one for the let's change for the blue one to the color blue. Perhaps those one, yeah, the bright one, of course, and then we can change the the font also to times Roman. Times Roman, I love this. Times New Roman. And we can make it more, though it's going to take a lot of space, but okay, we can make it 9 because, yeah. So, and so let's write a code, double click it. So we're going to declare our variables string. We're going to do the string, so the sodium, we're going to use strings, so string name and Yeah, we've already assigned it, we've already declared it, so let's assign variables. Let's assign our variables. We can just still assign it. You can just assign it something. And you can also still add something that is perhaps a different data type, and we can use integer. Perhaps the number of windows. The windows. So let's assign it the number of windows that you really want it to handle. And so notice this one is an integer, so we are not going to close it in double quotation marks. Let's say we also want to display the color of this model car. So because color is a string, so we're going to say string color. And so what color do we use? Use your own color. öyle hiç which color? A pink one. Pink, pink. And okay, what else can we add here? Something that's relatable to a car. Perhaps there is what? Think of something. Okay, maybe taxation. So maybe the car is taxed or not. Or we can just talk about the speed of the car. So we can say, mm, or perhaps just, okay, or let's say where is the car made in? So let's say it's made in. It's a string, of course, because it's a name of a city or a country. So let's say this car is made in. It's made in Kenya. But because we want another data type we can use, perhaps something that will give us another data type. Is this affordable? Okay, so instead of using this, we can just, because the string we've already used the string, so let's use something that another data type. So we can use a boolean. So a boolean or a boolean, whatever, but I call it a boolean. Depends with your English. Okay. So mm, is this car affordable or is it not affordable? Of course, a boolean is just something that has two instances. So we can say taxed, we can say taxed or not taxed. We can say affordable or not affordable. So let's say, is it affordable? So we can, is it brand? Okay, say is it brand or not? Is it brand? or not? Is the car brand or not? So okay. Mm, so this one is a the data type is a boolean. So and so yeah. So it is a boolean. Let's say our car is brand. So is our car we said it is so it is our car brand? Yes, it is true. Our car is brand. And mark you this that this is not a string, it's a boolean. So we're not closing it in double quotations. What else can we store about a car? We can also store the perhaps the speed. How does it the speed of this car? Yeah. So let's say the speed of the car again. Mm, the speed it can be what? It can be because it is not as it's not going to be actually um it's not going to be what data type can we use is okay because it is going to hold much value so we're going to use a double so double speed of this car so the speed of the car let's say on 60 point 666 kilometers per hour and yeah I think we can. The data, what data type can this decimal or actually the data type will be a decimal. Yeah. Okay, for this you can use decimal place. You can also use the double. There's no problem. Okay, yeah. So what if let's also what can we again store about the car? So we can also store a date. Perhaps um, the day that this car was registered, which days, so we want to actually just store the date of registration of the car, and so we can set the day. It's a date. Let's say it was made on 9th of February, 9th of February. So 9th of February of the year 2026. It is made. It was made this year, of course, 2026 on 9th. And notice that we're using here the hash symbol here before the date. And sorry, this if you want to write the to mean the 9th of February, then we're going the actually the 9th of February we're going to write it in this way because the month starts then the date the day. Yeah. This means now 9th of February. I know you're wondering why, but this is the American format of it. But we're just writing it in American format. But when displaying it, it will display on with British format, of which the yeah you are setting. Now after writing this, let's Let's write a command for the data to be displayed. So the message box, I mean. So let's not forget this. Notice that I'm also concatenating spaces and also between the names there is a concatenation sign. Okay, and mark it is that we have to put the hashtags in the start and at the end to mark the date. And so let's display our message. This is for this code for pink too. Yeah, so but if you want actually the code to be readable, you can just use the VBNet instead of using this double quotation marks. We can use the VB new line. Let me try. So VB new line command, it will take you to another to the yeah. So if you want it to be in different lines, you can just continue and copy and paste this here, paste it here and here, and make it in different lines at the end of the day for your code to be readable. So here we can see that our some of the characters on the things are closed on the other side that we cannot see. But so if you want it to be in for us to get into the next line, we can use the command. We can just after the ampersand here we can type the underscore and we can add a space and then an underscore and see that it takes us to then another new line. And so that's it. And so that's it for today. We have learned on how to do this. Yeah, so next session you're going to learn more and more. And so that you can get to understand more about the um, Visual Basic. So using this, actually um, this environment, which is a quick one and easy. So we have to just do it and be like learn more. Let's stay tuned and yeah, this is Etor Mercy. Welcome again for the next session. And this is part two. You're not left behind. Part one is there also, and you can just access it in my YouTube channel. Yeah. So yeah.